There have been tens of thousands of credible reports of Bigfoot tracked by researchers since the phenomenon hit the mainstream back in the 1950s. If you're someone that is curious for evidence of something strange in the woods, what if I told you that anywhere from 1/3 to over half of all Bigfoot sightings happen under one single circumstance? Tonight, we're going to talk about how utilizing that one common factor for the majority of Bigfoot sightings can lead to more evidence. Hi guys, my name is Jaster. I'm the founder of the Southeast Bigfoot Research Organization, and tonight we're doing a general discussion about gathering Bigfoot evidence. But first, we need to break down the various types of people that might be able to see Bigfoot in the woods. Okay? Well, first up, the most obvious people, the Bigfoot researchers. These are the guys that go out into the woods and you always see them knocking on trees, doing Bigfoot calls, and sound blasting audio, and then going out into the middle of the night with recording equipment and just having a good old time of it.
Oh my gosh! It's Huckleberry! Easy. Huckleberry? Huckleberry!
Now, why would that lead to Bigfoot sightings and why may it not? Well, the most obvious thing is that they are in the right place, hopefully at the right time, and doing the right things in order to elicit some sort of activity. Now, why that could not yield any evidence is potentially them doing the wrong things and driving the suspected Sasquatch away from your recording area, or they might not even be there in the first place. There's a potential that they migrate and that they might have been out of the area by the time you even got in there. Or one of the other types of people that you can get whenever you're seeing Bigfoot reports are hunter and fishermen. Now, these are probably what you would consider to be the number one group for Bigfoot research sightings, but that's not necessarily the case. Now, while they're normally out there in the woods during the peak sighting hours and they're in the right place at the right time, there's not necessarily as many people out there participating in those recreational sports as you may think. We do have millions of hunters and fishermen out there, but that doesn't mean that they're all out there every single weekend. Now, if we're going to continue down that path, we're going to go ahead and bring up hikers. Now, these are another group of people that are almost always in Bigfoot related areas, and they would be in there at the right times, you would think, unless they're trying to find nighttime sightings. In that case, it kind of depends. Does that park that they're hiking in allow for people to stay overnight? That may be an issue. The other part of it is that these people go through, most of the time, pre-made routes, right? Different hiking trails, unless you go off trail, and that's not really advised. There's a whole genre of people making careers out of people that have went off trail and never came back. But it's not necessarily the best place to look for Bigfoot, is just to go on a random trail. And what we've kind of gleaned over the past couple of episodes is that if that becomes a place where Bigfoot recognizes as a human area where humans are frequenting and they're utilizing this trackway, they're not necessarily going to stick around. Or if they are, it's just going to be because of curiosity and more than likely at a distance. So we're going to go on and we're going to talk about people that live in rural areas, okay? So these people, you would think, would be the number one of the number one, okay? They're living out there all the time. They should be able to see something weird on their property, and a lot of them do. A lot of the people that you hear interviewed on popular podcasts or get out on the news, it's almost always, hey, this thing was in my backyard. But that's not really the case. And that's because human habituation tends to be a deterrent for any sort of primate activity or anything else. Okay, so with all these knocked out, what is the number one place to see Bigfoot? Okay, and the answer is roads. The vast majority of people that see Bigfoot over the last 70 years of the phenomenon being researched have been people driving down the road, looking out the side of the window, or looking straight ahead in the middle of the night and either seeing something off of the side of the road or seeing something cross the road. Now, that happens for a number of reasons. The biggest which, in my opinion, is that whenever you've got a inordinate amount of people needing to travel from place to place every single day and driving long distances in some cases, you're starting to get more eyes in more places at more points in time. And that opens the dragnet proverbially for people to see things. Now, the problem with this is that at least in the United States, this is not exactly a thing in other countries, but the culture of having dash cams is not really prevalent here in the US. Now, if you are somebody that might be wanting to try to find evidence, and if you're a Bigfoot researcher, it might make sense to put a dash cam in your car because by probability, that is the most likely time that you're going to see something is on the road. So, how do we fix this? What do we glean off of this information? Well, for people that want to get into the subject, the people that might want to try to see something, like your best chances are just driving down the road and seeing something. So maybe a cheap dash cam might be the right answer for you. But for people that are trying to dive deeper, I do think that there's some things that we need to kind of ask here. It's like, well, if we're seeing these things around the roads more often than not, you have to start asking why. And because they are indeed traveling, they're not like frequenting the road and just loitering like a bunch of teenagers with nothing better to do. You got to think, what is on the other side? Why are they trying to get there? And in what time of day are they moving? Does it correlate with traffic? Is it a time when there's not a lot of people on the road? Are they trying to move from one place of food to another? Are they trying to move to a water source? Or is this an area that has a lot of sightings during certain times of the year and that might indicate migration? There's a lot to be asked, but for people that want to take it a step further, that might be the best place to start looking, is to try and find places where the road itself in a wilderness area is the path of least resistance, but also has a good amount of anonymity to it. I would say any wild animal would be more likely to utilize a road when there's less people on average using the road. So I hope that this kind of helps with some thought processes that we have, and that if you guys have any questions and if you want to bring anything up, just go ahead and comment down below. If you liked what you heard so far and you want to continue along this conversation, like, comment, and subscribe, and join the Bigfoot tip line. But thank y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful night. Bye-bye.